Hey, what's up? This is Damon from Angel Studios. How are you doing? So, um, what I want to talk about is kind of like what they call a post-mortem. Being that discussion you have after something goes wrong. They do it in a lot of industries, the video game industry or gaming in general, and they do. Even doctors do it. Like, say, if they lose a patient, there's a meeting that they have um, where they get together to find out what happened, what went wrong, um, and basically try to figure out how to do better when that comes up, or if the situation were to come up again. So, this postmortem is about increasing productivity. Now, a little bit backstory on this is if you're a customer, you know that one of the things that I've been holding on to is that I've always been saying, I don't know when you're going to get your table. So, I have an idea of how long it takes me to create a table. And I don't know how to say it. Like, so I have an idea of how the table gets put together, how long it's going to take me, blah blah blah. Because I built quite a few so far. Now, um, recently somebody had asked, and this is not the first time that somebody's asked this. Recently, somebody asked, "What is the turnaround for one of your tables after payment?" And I think they wanted a fully custom table. No, they wanted a Calitor table. So I said 6 to 8 weeks. As soon as I get 6 to 8 weeks from the time I get the materials. So never heard from that person again. So I thought about it, and I've also talked to a few people. The main people that I usually talk to about this would be my friend Jordan, my mom, and my sister. Um, these three people, they usually can give me a good idea on of what I should be doing, or help me at least talk through some things, and we'll talk through what we're actually what I'm supposed to be doing, or what I feel I should be doing, um, and it's really helpful. Then I take all that information and I try to come up with something. So the first thing was, um, if I already had the materials that I need for making tables, that would be a good thing. Problem is, I don't have any place to put it. I'm working out of a one car carport, not even a garage, a carport. So, um, so there's a problem with that. So skip to the next thing. Um, how much time does it take me to make a table? So I figured that out. And the next thing was, or actually, well, yeah, one of the things was also um, order of operations. Because if you do things in certain orders, then it makes things more efficient. So, because of course you can't, for example, build something or put something together if you don't cut the wood first. So the first order of operations is cutting wood, for example. But or that would be like the second thing. Like and because you can't cut the wood without measuring the wood first. So you measure, you cut. Can't measure unless you buy the wood. Can't buy the wood unless you know how much wood you need. You can't know how much wood you need unless you have a design. See where I'm getting at here? Okay, so a while back, and not only for this reason, um, I made a spreadsheet, and every customer that buys a table gets a link to see this spreadsheet, and this spreadsheet gives them an idea of how long it's going to take to make their table, because they'll see the progress going along. Right? Problem is, since I made this checklist, I've been still acting as if I'm doing this part time, if that makes sense. Since August last year, I've been doing this full time. So I can't tackle this with a part time attitude, especially when I have bills to pay. So, so that's the next thing. Getting rid of this attitude. So, without any further planning, I decided a couple of weeks ago to jump into this head on, jump straight into the cold shark infested water, and see if I can do this. My goal is to be able to make 2 tables in 2 weeks. And then I'll figure out things from there. So, because of logistics, or because of lack of logistics, better said, I now have to be a little bit more hands-on. My friend Jordan is still helping where they can, but it's a lot less help than what I was getting before. So, one of the other parts of being more efficient is something that my sister recommended, and that is to schedule specific days in which I will be shipping packages all together. So that would include, well, that's anything basically. So, so I said, okay, talk to my friend that's been helping me out with doing the logistics, and we came up with with every other Wednesday. So, so that if you do buy a table and you'll know that every other Wednesday something goes out. So when you're looking at your progress bar, you'll see, okay, we're getting close to that time when it's going to be done. What's the next Wednesday after this? Okay, so it might be shipped out on that day. Takes 1 to 5 days to get to you. So you know you have a better idea. And I'm probably going to refine that later on. Just don't know how yet. Now, again, so I jumped into this head on. I had just shipped 3 tables recently. or before starting this. So I was like, okay, so in 2 weeks from that day, I want to be able to ship more tables. Okay, no problem, right? First day comes. I'm looking at my the things that I have to do, and I can put. I'll do this tomorrow. Give myself a break. Come that day, I'm like, oh well, this is what I have to do. That's not going to take long. That's not going to take long. I'll wait until Monday. Now, the reason why I said Monday is because I'm trying to keep my weekends for myself because I don't want to get burned out. I need 2 days in a row where I can rest because I get sore from lugging all the wood and you know uh, the other day I felt like I was tossing pizza in the air the way I had to flip tables around in order to get them to where I needed to be. Lack of space, so but I came out really sore after that. Now from there, Monday comes around, and I'm looking around, and I'm like, you know what? This place really needs to be cleaned up. So I go ahead and I commence to cleaning. Fast forward. Um, Fast forward a week. It's the Monday after, and I'm looking at what I still have to do on my checklist, which is the spreadsheet, and I'm looking at my friend Jordan. And I'm like, we're not shipping any tables this week. Doesn't look like it. Jordan's like, well, try. So I went ahead and I decided I tried. Tuesday night, yes, this last night, I have the tables built, they're stained, and somewhere around 4 o'clock in the morning or so, I have the first coat of polyurethane on them. It takes, because I have it written down right here, 3 to 4 hours for the polyurethane to dry completely. I've been definitely giving them 4 hours to make sure. In between the second and third coat of poly, I've been giving it a nice rub down with some fine abrasive. So, and this is to make it nice and smooth, so when the final coat goes on there, it's nice and baby smooth, or as they say, baby butt smooth. I think people should stop saying baby butt smooth. Yeah. Anyway, smooth as silk, we'll say. Okay? So, comes my friend Jordan, and when my friend Jordan shows up, everything needs to be packed up, paperwork done, ready to go, so that we can go pick up a truck. If there's anything I need from the box store, grab it, come back, offload that, load up the tables, run off to the UPS depot. So, that did not happen today. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and finish the tables. Um, one table is complete. I just have to assemble it, which it's assemble it, take pictures, send to the customer, let them know when I'm shipping it off, and then package it up. Other one, I still have one part that I need to still do all of that too. I need to stain it and poly it, whatever. So one of the things that people have been trying to tell me is maybe you should, get rid of this courtesy thing that you do. And the courtesy thing that I do is I stop working at 9 p.m. because I'm working outside. I have a roof over my head, but there are no walls, or there are only 2 out of 4 walls. So at 9 p.m., I kind of get antsy. If that makes sense. And I feel that after 9 p.m. is the better time to stop instead of 10. Although I've talked to a few of my neighbors, they don't care. But somewhere down the line, I still have this in my, because I haven't talked to all of my neighbors. Okay, talked to the ones next to me on both sides, one across the street. Nobody cares. Those 3, they don't care. Even the guy that cuts my lawn, he lives on the same block. He doesn't care. Matter of fact, he's also has his own little shop in his house, and he's also out there same time I am doing things. So, and he usually stops about the same time. So it makes sense to me. Now, if I were to stop that and keep working until 10, that would give me an extra hour every night that I'm out there working. But like I said, if it has to do with a power tool, I'm not doing it. So, sorry, I keep looking over here this way because I'm looking at my list of things to do. And what I'm doing is I have it written down exactly what I'm going to be doing on every day. The very first day is what I did on Monday this time, that one Monday this time around. Is cleaning. Even though I clean or attempt to clean every night or every morning, better say, I try not to do it at night because it's a power tool. Unless I'm done early or something, which rarely is. I lost my train of thought. Nope, there it is. Okay, so instead of waiting until Monday to do the cleaning, I do that the day after I do shipping. Now, I also use some of that time to rest because Wednesdays is an early day and there's a lot to do as far as getting things up and out. And if it's done too late, I can't clean up on that night. So, if I'm not able to clean up on Wednesday, I do it on Thursday. And I stage all the tools that I'm going to be needing right away for the next work day. Then I usually just, sit down, go over some paperwork, check emails, stuff like that. And then that should be the only day that happens. Now, Friday, And any other day that I'm going to be out there working, I need to try to pack in as much work as possible. And we're talking, because I work from noon to 9. So, um, there's only maybe like 2 or 3 days, maybe 2 days a week where I can work earlier than that. But when I work earlier, it's usually administrative things like checking emails and stuff. So if I pack in as much as I can on each of those days, not to try to exhaust myself, just to be able to be progress to progress on, and just make sure that everything, as much as possible, gets done, then I should be able to leisurely finish up doing like some things, like sanding tables. If I'm doing multiple tables, which is what I'm trying to do, each table, depending on the parts, takes a full day of sanding. So I hate sanding. I really do. I hate it. But I need to do the sanding, you know, but I can take my time with it, even though I'm trying to get it done. So if I get the first couple of days, full packed, jam packed with stuff, do that, and then, I can put, take time, a little bit of time, like I said, with the sanding, and after sanding, I have a lot of like dust to clean up and everything before I start finishing, because if the wind blows, the dust can ruin the finish. So I need to take care of that. So if I clean up the dust beforehand, or as I've been saying, is cleaning up every morning to make sure there's not as much dust, then finishing should not be a big deal. Finishing altogether takes 18 hours, 18 to 20 hours per table. So that gets a full day per table. So the last couple of days before I'm shipping, I should be able to take pictures to send to the customer, and because I need some time before I package the tables to hear from the customers to say, hey, I need this changed. So if they say, like the one person, they didn't like that the rim of their table was so light. They wanted it to be more than like mine. And even though I was using the same stain, like the method I guess that I used was different. I don't know. I'm assuming that when I did my table, I did it wrong. Because it was the first table that I made of this sword. The first time I was using like stains. So but that's not the point. But anyway, no, yeah, it is the point. So, like, the point is that he didn't like it, so I needed to have time to redo that. Now, if I'm doing 2 tables at a time, send off the pictures. I have one person that says, "Can you fix this for me? Can you change this for me?" or something along those lines. Then that person's table gets taken off the list for shipping. Can't ship it if I'm still working on it. And then it'll most likely be shipped out upon approval, so because I have to make the changes, take more pictures, ship them off, or send them off for approval from the customer, then I ship it. That should be enough. So, it'll just get pushed off to the next day that I ship, which would be 2 weeks from that day, from that original shipping day. I'm gonna, after finishing this, I'm gonna sit down and try to come up with a way to explain this to customers and to display it on the spreadsheet that I'm doing 2 tables at a time, and this is how it's gonna go. Okay. I do need to do some testing. Yeah, let me do this after. Let me think about this after the video. Because if I think about it now, I'm going to get lost, and this video is going to be an hour long, and I don't want that. It's already getting close to a half an hour. So, and I thought, oh, this is only going to be a 10-minute video, and blah, blah, blah. Maybe if I take out all my drops and whatever, because I usually just put this up the way I record it. If I do some more editing to it, maybe I'll get it down to like 20. Who knows? But other than that, yeah. So, so whatever I come up with, I will be putting into my blog. This will be the first blog. This won't be my first blog in general, because I usually put them on my Facebook page. But this blog will be going on to my website. If I can, I'll put the link to the blog in the description. I'm not exactly sure if there is a direct link, but if you go to my website, you'll see where the blogs are in the navigation bar. And yeah, so there is where I will be writing about anything else that I'm going to be doing to rectify or to increase my productivity, and to be able to let customers know this is how things are going to go to make this more efficient, and to be able to say, hey, this is when you're going to get your table. Because that's the main problem. Being able to say, this is when you're going to get your table. I don't like the way Etsy does it. Etsy's like, oh, from this point on, as soon as you pay, this is when you're going to get it. No. Because of the business model, maybe Etsy's not the right place for this business model, but most of my sales go through Etsy. So, and so far, 99% of my customers have been okay with the way I'm doing things. But with my business model, it's you pay in advance, and then I work on it. So I just have to be able to work out a way to do it more efficiently. That's all. And test one with the way I did things, complete failure. But we have another go starting tomorrow. Starting tomorrow at noon. Starting tomorrow at noon. Yeah. I'm gonna try to do Instagram stories, because putting these videos up on Instagram is like a pain in the butt. So I'll do some Instagram stories about that, and hopefully, if you're on Instagram, please go ahead and follow me, so you can get those get the stories. And they'll be also directing you to YouTube. So if you go over to YouTube where you'll find this video, go ahead and subscribe. And yeah, thank you for the support so far. Let's see if we can get this done. All right? All right. See you in the next video.